I guess this platform's where I go to take the test. This must be one of the tests of Cézanne. I need to step on the platform before I can solve it.
Who's a good deity?
Nice doggy.
This must be one of the tests of Cézanne. I need to step on the platform before I can solve it. And it looks like I'm supposed to get the cat out of the pyramid. To move the piece, I click on the piece and then the desired destination.
Here, kitty kitty.
You have passed this test. Proceed to the next chamber.
Who's a good deity?
The path through the afterlife is difficult. You are required to pass a series of locations guarded by supernatural creatures.
This must be one of the tests of Cézanne. I need to step on the platform before I can solve it. I need to find a way through this maze in a set number of moves. And I need to alternate my movement between skull and Anubis pieces without going diagonally. The arrow symbol shows me my options to move. This must be one of the tests of Cézanne. I need to step on the platform before I can solve it. This must be one of the tests of Cézanne. I need to step on the platform before I can solve it. Stay. Stay. Very good.
What a good boy.
Three mighty pharaohs have reached the underworld and must travel across the River Nun. Each has been given his own guide, but each pharaoh objects to his guide crossing with another pharaoh, unless he himself is present. They also object to leaving their guides with the pharaoh on the other side of the river. Arrange their passage. But remember, though the boat holds two people, one must bring it back for the other to use.
Nice doggy.
You heard the man. I need to get all Pharaoh and Protector pieces across the river without using Protector pieces with different colored Pharaohs.
Nice doggy.
Oh, who's a good deity?
I've always wanted to walk like an Egyptian. Each statue represents one element, earth, water, or the sun. I need to make sure that the light emitting from each statue reflects the element. Each statue represents one element, earth, water, or the sun. I need to make sure that the light emitting from each statue reflects the element the statue represents. Afterwards, I need to align the lights emitting from the statues to the symbols carved on the tomb in the center of the room. The light is yellow. It's the symbol of each statue represents one element, earth, water, or each statue represents one element, earth, water, or the sun. I need to make sure that the light emitting from each statue reflects the element the statue represents. Afterwards, I need to align the lights emitting from the statues to the symbols carved on the tomb in the center of the room. Each statue represents one element, earth, water, or the sun. I need to make sure that the light emitting from each statue reflects the element the statue represents. Afterwards, I need to align the lights emitting from the statues to the symbols carved on the tomb in the center of the room. Each statue, it's the symbol of the earth. It's the symbol of the sun. Each statue represents one element, earth, water, or the sun. I need to make sure that the light emitting from each statue reflects the element the statue represents. Afterwards, I need to align the lights emitting from the statues to the symbols carved on the tomb in the center of the room. Represents one element, earth, water, or the sun. I need to make sure that the light emitting from each statue reflects the element the statue represents. Afterwards, I need to align the lights emitting from the statues to the symbols carved on the tomb in the center of the room.
Our highest praise is lavished upon you, the newest member of the aristocratic class. The seisan is the lotus flower, a symbol of rebirth in Egyptian mythology. You will now undergo a period of mind conditioning for the next 3 months, where thought patterns will be restructured for complete obedience to our cause. After, you will become a pure disciple of Seisan, worthy of leadership in the new order.
I'll bet this is where they're keeping Mason Bauer since security is so tight. I better be careful to stay in the shadows.
On my list of preferable ways to go, this is definitely not one of them.
This is the door to the head. I'll need a security card to get inside the headmaster's office.
You again? How many times do I have to bail you out?
This must be Mason Bauer's room, and it's got...
Control.
Looks like the translator's ambitions are the same as Ming the Merciless. Wisdom. Four, five... The armoire's locked. I'll need to find a key. Crates and barrel. 4 crates and barrel. Monk robes for the on-the-go monk that favors both stylishness and comfort. The armoire's locked. I'll need to find a key. This is the door to the headmaster. I'll need a secure... This is the door to the headmaster's office, and it's locked. Authority. kind of chambers are these? Peace. What kind of chambers are these? Purity. Looks like I'm about to visit. I'll need a security card to get inside the headmaster's office. What the hell is happening to these people? Obedience. Serenity. The armoire is locked. I'll need to find a key. Four or five crates, all addressed to Charles. Crates and barrels, barrels and crates. What kind of chambers are these? This is the door to the head. Looks like This is the door to the headmaster's office, and it's locked. Well, that was stupid. Guess I better not be too creative, because it... I need to find 7 circles. I need to find 7 circled red letters. I don't know what I was thinking. Rebirth. Looks like the translator's ambitions are the same as Ming.
Way to go.
I need to find 7 circled red. That's not right. I need to find 7 circles. Well, that won't work. That was a waste of time. Yep, the armoire. Guess I better not be too creative. Four, 5. The armoire's locked. I'll need to find a key. Crates and barrels, barrels and crates. Monk robes for the on-the-go monk that favors both stylishness and comfort. Security key. You bet your sweet bippy I'm picking that up. That's a security badge. Candle, couple of books. Candle, couple of books. Guess this guy wanted to be like Lincoln, reads by candlelight. Candle, couple of books. Guess this guy wanted to be like, looks like an armoire key. Candle, couple of books. Guess this guy wanted to be like Lincoln, reads by candlelight. Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic. The Case of the Not-So-Thin Man. I'll put this in my comic book rack collection. It's a key. Lock cabinet down here.
Booga booga booga.
Candle, cup, a bookmark. A simple bookmark. Or... And it's a security station, and it's only monitoring one cell. This is Mason Bowers. I need to find all 7 letters for the...
Bowers? Mason Bowers. Anybody home?
Bowers?
Yeah, you don't remember anything, do you? I'm gonna have to bring something back to cut you out of here.
No. They told me. I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm scared too. But these people, they're trying to hurt you. I'm here to help you, okay? But to do that, I need your help. Look, have you got anything? Anything at all that I can use? Anything in your pockets?
Just this.
Yeah, those are nice. I need them. Say, look,
Those are mine.
Relax. Stay here.
Those are mine.
Yeah, I'll be back, and you have a great
Those
day.
are mine! Those are mine! Dave! 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 Come back here! What did you do? Dave! Those are mine! Dave! You come back here! You come back!
Seeing Bauer so unbalanced and paranoid was not a real confidence builder on what the future had in store for me. I'm dealing with something far beyond my level of expertise, and I need some professional advice from my new best friend, Dr. Kate Donahue.
Glad to see you're still alive.
I bet you say that to all your patients.
So your test results came back. Have you ever been in the military or undergone any behavioral therapies?
Well, one of my exes tried to put me in obedience school. Does that count?
Back around 2020, a controversial therapy was developed, initially to help victims of trauma. It was known as a trance inducer. Nanites were used to target specific memories, blocking brain signals, essentially erasing the traumatic memories. The military started to use it to treat post-traumatic stress, but then they and other government agencies discovered more off-label purposes.
And somehow it's ended up in my system.
Whoever injected you coupled it with a verbal cue, a trance key. It's a phrase spoken to trigger a response. To restore your memory, you need an antidote serum known as a trance interrupter, and then the trance key.
Great. Now could you tell me where I might find those?
That's the bad news. But if you get the serum and your key, your recall should be strong as ever.
Will I be able to play the piano? Forget it.
Let's just keep this professional, shall we? I don't think you could do much better. And yes, I mean that the way it sounded. I believe he runs a diner over by Telegraph Hill. I've dealt with many cases of amnesia, but nothing exactly like this. I've checked around, and it's not stocked by any medical facilities. You'll need your trance key to restore your memory, And the only way you'll find it is to get it from the person who injected you with the transducer. I have no idea what the trans key might be, of course, but it would likely be a short, fairly unique phrase.
Before I return to Cézanne, I'll need a laser blade to cut Bowers free, the trans-interrupter serum, and its trans key.
Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting.
Someday, I hope to collect all of the Mike and Ike Hammer comics and place them here.
Phone message waiting.
The government footrest. Picked it up at a government. Mike Hammer.
Phone message
Ah, the big Finnish detective by your
Phone
Aaron
message
Corners.
Mr. Murphy, please tell me you have news about Mason.
He's being held at a place called Cézanne, which is some crazed cult where the lunatics are in charge. I'm not going to alert the police because they might dispose of Mason. I think I better handle this myself.
But why would you put yourself in so much danger?
Because someone's taken 7 years of my life from me and I want it back. If there's a way I can discover what happened and somehow restore my memories, I'll take that chance.
Well, I hope you do get that chance. My name is Thompson Alt. I'll get back with you soon. Good luck, Mr. Murphy.
Article. This looks interesting. Probably a book on how to map. Sometimes, I wish I had a talking gumball machine as my wacky sidekick.
You know, it used to really piss me off, the way you'd always come around asking your questions, but now that you're paying me for it, I really don't mind. Let me think. No. Nope. Not a clue.
Having a detective hanging around isn't exactly great for business tax. I'm gonna have to start charging you. Keep this up, and I need to start charging you. Sounds like a roofie. I want my clients wide awake. I've got some whips, chains, handcuffs, that kind of thing. But nothing like a laser blade.
Fat chance of that happening. Do you know what kind of creeps live in this place? Closed. Yeah, this building's been a lemon for anyone who's tried to open a business here.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing? Can't help you there. Does not compute. Seriously, can't help you there. Does not compute. Seriously, can't help you there.
Seriously, we are the dynamic duo, don't you think?
Certainly the boy wonder.
So what have you come up with? Don't know about that. No. No.
Chelsea's newsstand is completely abandoned. I need to find out what happened.
Perhaps I've been wrong about you, Murphy. What can I do to help? No. Next. Are you going to ask me about everything you've ever heard of? What is that?
Of all the face-melting food joints in all the towns in all the world, you walk into mine. Don't know. No can do. Don't know.
It's an electronics shop now, but it once was a boarding house for some...
More questions? Why you gotta keep coming back with more questions? You think we got something that expensive here? And you know you gotta have a license to carry one, right? Look, I have one of my own. I'll give it to you. But only if you swear that it squares us up. Sorry. I don't know if this has anything to do with this trans key you're talking about, but after that 48 Pandian flew off, I circled back. I took a quick look around and saw a fresh hypo on the ground along with a few cards. I grabbed them. If you want them, just don't tell the cops I gave them to you.
Hey, what can I do for you, Murph? Sorry.
These 4 of clubs cards were found scattered all over the alleyway by Zach after the abduction. I think Bauer's trance interrupter key may be the phrase 4 of clubs. This laser blade can help me free Mason Bowers from Cézanne.
Stop. Just stop. Stop. Just stop.
Before I return to Cézanne, I'll need a laser blade to cut Bowers free, the trance interrupter serum, and his trance key. Man, this is a nightmare. I fly back to the beach house to see if the cards Mason had on him can be used here. When I arrive, there's a familiar face waiting at the door, looking for an update.
You found Mason. Is he okay?
Well, physically, but mentally he's had a taste of his own medicine and it doesn't suit him.
Where is he?
It's a place called Cézanne, and I can't tell whether he's being held for his own protection or against his will.
So, what do we do now? If we don't know why he's there, we shouldn't get the police involved, right?
Yeah, these boys play for keeps. I'm afraid if we break in on him, Mason may disappear for good.
You said you don't think he knows who he is. What does that mean?
He's been shot up by something called the trance inducer. And if we don't get Mason's memory back, all 3 of us may be stuck at this dead end.
I'm so grateful you're doing this. I don't know who else I could turn to. I still care for Mason, but we haven't been close in a long time. You seem so tough and self-reliant.
Well, being a PI is a very rough business.
Isn't the rough business always more exciting? Maybe when Mason is back to his normal state and out of danger.
Look, I'm no hero. I'm doing this to get my memory back. But perhaps later we could talk about this.
Perhaps is so full of possibilities. Is there a more intriguing or tantalizing word?
Perhaps. But right now I've got to find something to help me get Mason out of Say San.
I'll leave you to it. Good luck, Tex. I've got to go. But you know how to get a hold of me if there's anything you need.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. These women, why are they interested in you?
Maybe you need to get your optical sensors checked.
Wow. Between Ariel, Taylor, and the look Mojo is giving you, I'd say losing 7 years has done wonders for your charisma. Hey, have you considered wiping a few...
That was a waste of time. Well, that was stupid. This cabinet needs a 3-digit code to open. Nothing I can use. Something tells me the doctor got a lot of toothaches. Anatomy books. Used only for medical research purposes, I'm sure. Unfortunately, it's not the tunnel of... Looking at medical posters always gives me the heebie-jeebies. Looking at medical posters always gives me the heebie-jeebies. You'd need a PhD to understand it.
Long-lasting memories are created through a process of consolidation.
You'd need a PhD to understand any of these books. This looks like nothing I can use. Looking at medical posters always gives me the heebie-jeebies. Unfortunately, it's not the tunnel of love. Some crates should never be opened. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, if you know what I mean. This frame needs 9 Classic. Man, I don't even know what I was trying to do.
dummy.
Well, that won't work. This frame needs... Guess I better not be too creative, because it won't work. Barrels make any interior space look more rugged. That's interesting. That's not right. I need each of the 3 rows to total 17 in all directions using the numbers found on the baseball cards. Pawn Weekly may... The drawer inside this safe needs 2 additional cards. Whatever's in here must be so important that Mason Bauer... lots of cash. Lots of cash. Well, these baseball cards may open the drawer. This must be the trance interrupter medication. And there's only 1 dose. Mason, how are you today? How's everything going here at the camp?
4 clubs. 4 clubs. 4 clubs, Mason. Come on, wake up. Come on, don't be deaf, dumb, and stupid. Please, Mason, wake up. That's it. Come on.
Tex, where are we?
Good, you know me. Now start talking while I cut you free.
Is that the trans interrupter? What have you done?
I busted my ass to get you out of here. You better be worth it.
But I did it to myself. On purpose!
What? Why the hell would you do that?
Oh, God. Now they can find out everything I know. How could you do this?
Oh, well, maybe because I want my memory back. Your friend said you're the only one who could help.
My friend?
Yeah, the one who came for the cryo chamber.
So he has it.
The cryo chamber's safe?
Yes, he has it. So where do I get more serum? There was only one dose and you're safe. And what the hell's my trance key?
Margaret injected you. She's the only one who could have helped you.
Yeah, and she's dead. And I'm pretty sure her head was the main ingredient in that soup can of yours. Why'd you cut off her head?
I didn't. It was Maldonado. I don't think I could have done it.
Yeah, well, don't mince words, because it was your idea.
Margaret double-crossed us. She came up with her own plan, but I think we stopped her before she could give it to the translator.
Well, you don't come across as totally insane.
She knew things, but she'd given up hope. However, some of us still believe. It wasn't fair of her to take those things to the grave. And I have the technology to tap what's inside her memories, even after death.
Well, I stand corrected. You are insane.
You were in on it with us. We were all looking for the Tesla egg. But you're the one who found it in the wall of your apartment. I was still working from the inside, letting you all know what the translator was doing. By then, Margaret had stolen the egg and disappeared. I was afraid she'd switch sides, so I hired Maldonado to do surveillance on the Ritz, hoping she'd show up.
Yeah, and she did. She and that big mutant came by and injected me.
I caught up to her at the door of her apartment. All I wanted to do was talk, but she clutched her chest and collapsed. Dead before she hit the floor. Decapitation was the last resort.
So when does the abduction come in?
I called Maldonado just when the translator's henchmen arrived. Maldonado brought the cryo chamber while I created a diversion. While they were chasing me, he did the deed. Then I used the transinducer on myself. We'll rendezvous with my friend. We gotta find that egg before the translator does.
All right, but let's swing by and get your wife, too, because she's been worried sick about you.
My wife? I don't have a wife.
Very good, Tex. You continually impress.
The cryo chamber. It holds your answers. Don't let him find it.
Welcome back, Tex. You certainly have a gift for making things interesting.
Yeah, it's a gift that just keeps on giving.
I assume you have no idea who we are.
Well, let me just save some time here. I have no memory of you or anything else since this bastard here shot me and my girlfriend 7 years ago.
Yes. Margaret made sure of that, didn't she? Willing to die just to keep you out of the equation, undermining me at every turn, right up until the end.
I need to know one thing. Did you kill Chelsea?
You could say that.
Don't move.
It's a long story, Tex. Maybe some other time.
Just tell me what happened to Chelsea.
Dalton, would you please answer Tex's question?
My pleasure. We'd stolen your speeder, of course. After I sedated you and Chelsea, you were taken to a place where we could search your memories for leads to Margaret Leonard's whereabouts. When that failed, I staged Chelsea's death, attempting to draw Leonard out of hiding. We left identifiable DNA inside your burned-out speeder.
Which, incidentally, was uninsured.
Leonard didn't fall for it, unfortunately. Eventually, we let Chelsea go, and I never saw her again.
This was all before I returned. I've never seen Chelsea.
I haven't seen her either, as far as you know.
So what was Chelsea's connection with Margaret Leonard?
It doesn't matter now. Margaret's dead. Just like the man I used to be.
And you are?
I am the translator.
Is translating your profession or a hobby?
It is my mission and my destiny.
Well, I guess that makes 1,000,002 questions that I have. Everything would be a lot easier if you just unlocked my memory.
I would if I could, Tex, believe me. Unfortunately, Margaret took your trance key to her grave.
What? I'm supposed to believe that I'm on your guys' side for whatever's going on here?
That's right. We're all in this together.
We united in a common goal. It was a goal Margaret and I used to share many years ago. But she lost hope after I died.
You're Joe Hansen? Margaret Leonard's husband? The FBI agent who stole the Tesla cash?
I am. And I did. But when I learned what we'd taken from Tesla and buried in our vaults, what amazing technologies he had to offer the world, it became my dream to complete his work. But then I was diagnosed with terminal cancer. I had little time left, so we decided that I should be preserved in a cryogenic state in hopes that a cure could be found someday.
But now you're here, alive again, so who's the one who brought you back?
Margaret refused. She said it wasn't safe yet. I tried to pressure her and she disappeared.
In the end, it was Mason who completed the reanimation.
What was it like?
Indescribable. I saw eternity. And I returned with a renewed sense of purpose. I finally saw the true vision of Tesla's work.
So if Mason brought you back, why did he turn against you?
Margaret can be very persuasive. I think she convinced Mason that my work was too risky. But she couldn't convince Utex.
I'm a little lost here. Why do you need me?
Margaret held one last piece of the puzzle. The Tesla egg. It is the nucleus of the atom. Without it, the spirit radio has little effect. But with it, the veil between living and dead will vanish, and we will all exist within the immortal coil. We have work to do. You're free to go, Tex.
These guys must be playing some kind of mind trick on me. This has got to be a setup of some kind.
Tex, buddy, I'm afraid I haven't been totally straight with you. But over the last 7 years, you have become a lying, womanizing, duplicitous, two-timing cutthroat who plays both sides against the middle for money, and is partners with the gentleman who just left the room. I thought you could just walk away from the person you'd become, but I see that fate may have something else in mind.
After I returned from Ceysan, I called Alt to tell him Mason Bowers had taken a 40-foot leap. The guy was so broken up, he hung up the phone. I'm not sure if Bowers' death ended Alt's interest in this whole sorry mess, but my gut tells me I'll need his help if I'm ever going to solve this case. I decided to visit St. Germain to find more information about the Tesla egg.
So, how goes the investigation? I don't suppose you have any news regarding that egg we talked about?
Well, everybody's talking about the Tesla egg, but I think I've got a lead on it.
Ah, the egg of Columbus, the copper egg. Unveiled by Tesla at the Chicago World's Fair in 1893, it was the very heart of a small prototype that, some say, would become his most notorious invention.
But you seem underwhelmed, and that's not good.
You know the story of Tunguska?
Well, I do now.
If you believe, as many do, that the Tunguska explosion was caused by the Tesla death ray, and you believe that the Tesla egg is a core component of the death ray, well, then the egg would be of immense fortune. Tell me, what do you believe, Mr. Murphy?
I believe you know a lot more than you're telling me.
Are you familiar with Paradise Lost?
Isn't that one of those resorts for swingers?
Paradise Lost is a poem about the great divide in heaven when Lucifer was cast out. After his banishment, Lucifer swore revenge and created an army of his own. He and his followers waited in darkness for their chance to strike back at the god who cast them out. After a 3-day battle against the faithful angels, The forces of evil were banished from heaven for all eternity.
Oh, I like it when the good guys win.
Yes. But what if the war were not over? What if Lucifer had not been defeated, but lay in wait, preparing for his chance to overthrow heaven?
Well, debating hypothetical fairy tales is a little nerdy for me.
Look at the world around you. Did heaven win the battle? Man has created hell on earth. And the longer man exists, the further he descends from the wisdom and discernment needed to overcome the darkness. At his core, he is a grasping, clawing, foolish creature, willing to commit any sin to appease his base and greedy nature.
I thought I was jaded. You really think we're as bad as all that?
There are still some who give me hope. You, I'm not sure about. Your role, whether for good or evil, has yet to be determined.
He's not so bad. Does he have the egg?
No, my dear. Entirely the wrong egg. An interesting trinket, to be sure, but not the egg I'm searching for.
Well, if it isn't Ariel Bowers. You know, I hope I pronounced that correctly, because Bowers doesn't have a wife.
Great work, Detective. How long did that take to figure out?
Not long, after Bowers told me.
I have to confess, I haven't been totally honest with you on some things.
Just some?
I didn't know who you were when you first interrupted my own search of Bowers' place.
And what were you doing there?
I work for an organization you wouldn't have heard of. We're based out of St. Petersburg.
In Florida.
Russia.
How about you?
I don't work for anyone. Just the greater good. And my own little passions, of course. Ariel and I have crossed paths on several occasions. This time we seem to have some objectives in common, so we pooled our resources.
Yeah, I'm well familiar with Ariel's resources. How common are your objectives and mine?
That depends. You the kind of man who lets innocent people die?
Not normally, no.
You've heard of the Tesla Legacy Society. At one time, it had a membership of hundreds. After Charles Johansson died, the numbers dwindled. Some time ago, all those people vanished without a trace. I had hoped to find some answers from Bowers.
Oh, I got news for you. He's not dead. He's back.
He's the translator, I presume.
The one building the immortal coil. You say you like it when the good guys win? You plan on doing anything about that?
Oh, sure. Leave it to me, as always. What are you two gonna do about it?
This is not my battle to fight.
He knows me. I won't be able to get close to him like you can.
You shall have to find the Tesla egg first. Of course.
Great. I didn't even think of that. Well, if you don't have any more helpful tips...
Until we meet again, Mr. Murphy. And something tells me we will.
Until next time. Kiss for luck. You'll need it.
After visiting with St. Germain, the former Mrs. Bowers invites me to a place called the Resort and says she has information to exchange.
Well, well. If it isn't Dudley Do-Right. Caught me red-handed.
And if it isn't Natasha Vitale, you and Boris Barinov have certainly pulled a fast one on me.
Saint Germain isn't part of this. He's a collector looking for the Fabergé egg. I'm an agent looking to infiltrate the translator.
Well, let me guess. You specialize in undercover operations.
No, I really am. The organization I work for, you couldn't pronounce it, but in English it's called the White Guard. We've been monitoring the translator for years. We've had our eye on you as well. So are you going to interrogate me? I have so much to confess.
So you're sure I couldn't pronounce that Russian name? I'm pretty good at pronunciation.
I'll be honest with you. I need your help, Tex. And I can help you, but I had to find out where your loyalties were.
So, what is it you think we can do for each other? I mean, other than the obvious.
That's why we're here, together, alone. I hope you don't mind I took the liberty of ordering some food. Should be here any minute. I thought we could have a bite, get to know each other a little better.
Set the spider to the fly.
I told you, Tex, I've had my eye on you for a while. And as you know, I'm not married. Who knows what lies ahead?
What lies ahead? That may be the truest thing you've ever said to me.
It's a rough world out there. Any of us could be dead tomorrow. I live in the moment. And right now, I want that moment to be with you.
Ariel, I have any number of reasons to keep you at arm's length. But right now, I just need one. There's a woman that I care about. I might even be in love with her. And until I know for sure, I can't afford to live in the moment. No matter how gorgeous or enticing that moment might be.
I know things you might want to know.
I'm sure that you do. But if they come with strings attached, I'm not interested.
Okay, I promise. No strings attached. That must be the food. I'm just going to change real quick.
No changing.
Okay. I need to get this out before you say anything. I get it. You don't know me anymore. But I know you, and I'm not just going to give up on what we had. It may not have been much, but I wanted it to be much, and I'm here just to see if you'll give us one more chance, please. Please.
You know, maybe you're right. Maybe I should give this another shot. I mean, at least you've always been honest with me. Look, I'm kind of in the middle of something right now. Could we maybe talk about this later?
Ready to eat? I'm famished. And who's this?
I'm so glad you two could finally meet. And since we're all together, how about a big sleepover? Guess that was a bad idea. Incredibly bad idea. Well, it's not that bad, really. There are plenty of other fish in the sea just waiting to reject me. The good news is that without further distractions, I can focus on my case. I get a call from Archie who says he has a lead for me and I should come over right away.